Okay, so look, I don't believe at all in Loeffler's actions. I really don't. Republican Senator Kelly Loeffler had just admitted that she dumped another million and a half in stock and bought stock in protective personal equipment. Her and her husband sold stock in retail, obviously realizing retail was going to die, and bought stock in personal protective equipment. So here's where I'm a little bit split. Okay, put yourself in their shoes. You got this stock, you got this inside information. You know for a fact that a certain stock is going to fail and a certain stock is going to succeed. Well, kind of in a way, isn't that the nature of business, essentially? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but don't get me wrong. What she and her husband did was pretty underhanded. But on the flip side, if it was you and you owned a stock and you happen to know that, hey, this stock is going to fail, but this stock over here is going to succeed, that you wouldn't dump that stock you knew was going to fail and pick up the stock you knew was going to succeed? Dig deep. Dig deep and be honest with yourself. You probably would. Well, the Justice Department is going to launch a Senate probe into it, and, well, it looks like they've got her dead to rights, pretty much. Kelly Loeffler traded millions in stocks in the days after a closed Senate briefing on this thing going on around the world and dumped holdings in retail stores that have been battered by the pandemic. And can you blame them? I mean, honestly, if you put yourself in their shoes, are you going to hold on to a stock that you know is going to fail? Or are you going to dump it? Come on now, be honest. Be honest. The wealthy Loeffler, 49, who was appointed to her seat and is married to Jeffrey Sprecher, 65, the president of the New York Stock Exchange, sold $18.7 million in international stock exchange, according to information her office shared with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. And still, you have a little bit of information that nobody else has, and you invest in a certain stock. A lot of circles would call that smart. I don't agree with it, don't get me wrong, but I mean, on the other hand, put yourself in their shoes. What would you do? Can you blame them, really? That is the company that owns the New York Stock Exchange. Oh, wait. Yeah. That is the company that owns the New York Stock Exchange. The trades came February 26th and March 11th as the virus spread, but the broader public was still learning about the extent of the danger to both people and the world economy. And they had insider information. Yeah, I know. You're not supposed to do that. But what is it when your Uncle Henry comes over and says, hey, I work at the Acme hair gel plant. We've just invented a hair gel that will grow hair and recess hair at the snap of a finger. Well, wouldn't you go buy stock? I mean, obviously after verifying that what he said isn't a complete farce, which obviously it would be, but it'd be pretty cool. But you can't tell me you wouldn't invest in it. That's insider information, right? I know. It's not quite the same thing. The power couple also sold shares in Lululemon and TJ Maxx, two firms that, like other retailers, have been battered by stay-at-home orders by governors seeking to contain the spread of this damn thing going around. They also sold $70,000 in Ross stores. They sold about $56,000 in Lululemon and $27,000 in the company that owns TJ Maxx. But they also purchased more than $200,000 of stock in chemical company DuPont de Nemours, which makes protective gear for medical professionals. DuPont. Isn't that just DuPont? Although the company has been hit overall in the downturn. Their stock sales totaled $1.4 million in March, according to the Wall Street Journal. So dig deep in your honesty. I mean, come on now. Deep in your honesty. Wouldn't you do the same thing? I believe if we all dug deep and we're all honest about it, that we would probably all do the exact same thing. That's the thing about emergencies. They really kind of bring out the deep person in us, the survival, the us versus them, the my family will survive, my family will prosper, and I don't give a crap kind of an attitude. And happens. It's human nature. I love you guys. See you on the next one. Just thought this was kind of interesting. Like, yeah, but on the other side, nobody is talking about the other side, and I wanted to play devil's advocate because I'm looking at this story like, I can say that I wouldn't do it, but would I actually not do it? Getting deep. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I'll see you on the next one.